Now, we're just going to recap what the moot is. And it is, birds should be able to vote as well as 16-year-olds. And we have the affirmative side over here, and the opposing. And I would just like to point out at the beginning of all of this that I know exactly what I am doing. And so the speaking order, we have first speaker, I believe is Libby, Tui. I will introduce you all. You can wait, darling. I love your enthusiasm. Our second speaker from the affirmative team is Diane. Marco. And our third speaker from the affirmative team is Bennett, Tui. On our opposing team tonight, we have Anja. Well, honestly, Anja, that was a bit of a letdown. Ruru. And our second speaker will be Charlie.
But you can call me the pet man.
And our third speaker will be Jacob. Ruru. So, your speaking time will be, should we go 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes? 2 minutes, excellent. 2 minutes. Interval time between each speaker will be 15 seconds. Yes, Shania?
Sorry, at 1:30, the carrots of
Destiny
will go up, and then at 2 minutes, the mayor of doom will go up.
Excellent. So we're clear on rules? What happens next? And I am entirely serious.
Let's not speak about
how many interjections are we going to allow, and for what speakers?
I think for the first, there's no interjections at all.
No interjections at all. Are we comfortable with that? Excellent. All right. Well, it seems we are all in order. I would like to humbly invite you to our annual 75th MADal. Woo!
Birds, as well as 16-year-olds, should be able to vote. Youth, as well as nature, are the base of our society, so why shouldn't they be equals, just like the rest of us? You know, there are birds who live on the same street as us, they work so hard, and yet they aren't equal to us. How does that make sense? That's right, it doesn't. That is a very obvious point. We are all entitled to vote, so why shouldn't we all be equals? We are all important and we should be treated like that.
Honourable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Negating side. I am the first speaker. My name is Anja Hammerman. My second speaker today is Sir Charlie, and third, Sir Jacob. First of all, birds live on our street, but they don't pay tax. How is that fair? How can they vote if they don't even contribute to what they're voting for? Stupid. Birds, firstly, have no hands. How are they even going to vote? Like, they can't write. 16-year-olds on that have no rights. We all know that. Look at me, I'm 16. Look at this shirt I'm wearing. Wrong choice. How am I going to make a choice for the right kind of person to rule like a country? First of all, the cost for translation from bird language to far too expensive. I mean, we can't even afford proper Rubu care right now. There's no pest control here, and we're supposed to like give them the right to vote. No. 16-year-olds are underage. We still live at home, still go to school, and we don't even vote like for our principal. We have no choice for that. How are we choosing the ruler of our country? Honourable guests, I'm Anja, and let's not let birds and 16-year-old birds vote, because I got no problems, but a bird ain't one.
Okay, first of all, you're completely wrong. They do birds do pay tax. They fly around, they're there for our entertainment. We can see them all the time. They spread seeds, that's enough. That's a good contribution to our country. And also, just because you're not ready to vote yet, doesn't mean other 16-year-olds aren't. We go to school, we do heaps of stuff. We have to pay for adult tickets on planes. Why shouldn't 16-year-olds be ready to vote? And birds should definitely be able to vote. Would you discriminate against, are you saying, you discriminate against race? Are you gender equality? Why birds? It's just animalist and birdist and losing a voice. Yeah. And if, think of the people that we let vote. We let, an old person with, Alzheimer's, they don't know what's going on. They can vote. 16-year-olds should be able to vote. Yeah. Birds, very important to us. Look, what do you see? Look down. What's on your shirt? Do you see a bird? Yes. That's how important it is to your life. Always there, always everywhere. Very important. Much more important than anything else. And language. Of course it's fine. We let, other people from other countries can vote. It's just another language, just bird. It's fine. We should all be able to vote. Yeah. They do heaps for us. They fly around. It's very important. Yeah. So, yeah, birds should be able to vote. So should 16-year-olds. Thank you.
Alright, so birds, they are not even human. Birds don't even have the physical ability, like Angie said, can't even write on the paper, they can't even communicate. They don't even take jokes, they can't even take sarcasm. They'll need no survival, they could steal the toilet paper. And they migrate. Just imagine, how are we going to get them to come back to New Zealand to vote in here? They're not in the country. And how are we going to deal with their visa when they come back? How are we going to check their bags for biosecurity reasons? We can't even do that. 16-year-olds, they are immature. They only know PlayStation. And in their brains only have boyfriends, girlfriends. They even live in parents' house. They can't even get student allowance. And their parents pay for most of the stuff they have. And they are still busy passing their level 1 and 2. Hell, they don't even have time to vote. They have to busy get their learner's license. And lastly, if they do vote, they are more likely to vote for their lovely Justin Bieber than any politicians. Thank you.
Justin.
Ladies and gentlemen, our case is a strong one, and I have many reasons for this. and I found many flaws in your guys' statements. First of all, you said they pay no taxes. Think about the birds that disperse the seeds, and about all the wildlife all the birds that contribute to our economy. I've read studies that show that 90% of our economy is based on bird life, in fact. And attractions, overseas customers will invest in our bird life, and the share market for birds is quite large at this point in time. And you mentioned that there's no way to communicate between humans and birds. In fact, you guys haven't even heard about Google Bird yet. That's something I've developed myself, and it translates bird language into human language so we can understand what they say. And I'd like to just give you a little example of what they can enter into the translator, and then I'll say the translation for you, okay? So there's one of the mall clerks at night that I often chat to, and he's been telling me some really important stuff about his opinions on politics. So this is what he says. And that translates into the TPP is BS. Okay? Yeah, they have an opinion, okay? You mentioned that 16-year-olds were immature. Hands up in here who's 16. So basically you're saying that all these people are immature. These are the young leaders of tomorrow. Sorry, continue, okay?
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Everyone will feed their children in the future. Do you guys feed birds? Have you ever fed a bird before? Yes or no?
Choose not to answer.
Members of the jury, have you ever fed a bird? So you treat birds like you would your children, therefore that is thank you.
So, Ginny Ann mentioned earlier before that they just fly around and spread and to do that they need to eat fruit, and wood pigeons get drunk often from eating fruit, you know what I mean? And do you really want drunk voters? This could lead to more bird casualties because of drunk flying. This would cause an overflow of our justice system. Be just too many birds. And you said we should keep care of our. What should we say? You mentioned that 16-year-olds should have priority over elderly people, and we should keep care about elderly people as they have more experience and know who to vote for compared to young people, and not all elders have Alzheimer's. And do you really want birds coming in from overseas, like illegal immigrants, voting? And parents pay for 16-year-olds airfares, like, come on. Would you honestly pay for your own adult? And they're not even mature enough to get to the voting booths. They need an adult as they are still on their learners. Yeah. And when it's birds, would you really let someone his age that's talking to the birds vote?
Tomato. 1 minute 5 watermelon.
1 minute 5 duck.
Okay, so I'll come back to you again, B-boy. 90% of birds make up our economy. Like, that's what we make our money off. I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings Chinese is at least like, hey, come on, let's be honest, let's hold it together. And you asked us, we feed birds, right?
Yes.
And then you compared that to feeding our children. You as a 16-year-old should be aware.
I'm 17.
You that none of us have children. Therefore, you could not relate. How do you know? Because of Charlie summed up the fact that they're not human. They couldn't get to the booth. They couldn't write. No. And as we heard from Jacob, birds are pretty wacky, you know. And if they were able to vote, like, we'd have to get pets and stuff to protect them from possums, like security, and that would just cost more. That's exactly why 16-year-olds should vote.
Everybody, order.
So I'll just keep this short and sweet because this is how this decision should be made, we believe. 16-year-olds and birds are members of our society, so we should accept them just like we accept each other because they have a place in our world just like we do.
Well, now while we take this time to decide, let me just regale you with a story from my life. Perhaps from the medieval ages, when I was...
Can you share the one from last night?
Yeah.
You mean, let me think. You mean the one where... If you missed out on that one,
That was a goodie.
you missed...
Now we need to know.
Now you need to know. All right, I'm just trying to think of, mainly they were my depressing Valentine's days. Oh, no, I have one. It's quite depressing and ridiculous. So this was Valentine's Day 2012. Sorry, 1612. And I was in a Shakespeare play. And I quite liked the young gentleman who was playing opposite me. And there was a little bit of flirting going on. And we were passing notes back and forth. And in one of these notes, I may have put, oh, are we done? No. I will come back to it later. We knew it done. Oh, no, we'll come back to it later. It will be Depressing Valentine's Day Part 2.
Guys, you'll hear the rest of the story in the next break when we finish up this video.
Excellent. We like infomercials. I was going to wait with bated breath.
Heather and I came to agreement that the debaters, for first-time debaters, did a fantastic job. The topic was very challenging, and I think they all stepped up to the rostrum and they really tried to be convincing. And there were a couple of people that really were actually 3 of them that were actually very convincing with their own BS.
Now, Kate, you are a leader here.
They believed their own logic and rhetoric. They were able to, and I would just like to acknowledge Bennett for the fact that he was able to tell a very convincing story, and I'd like to acknowledge him for that. We would also like to say that on the negative team, that these guys over here, Sir Charlie, I don't know what you were, Lady Anja, Anja Ruru, and Sir Jacob, did do a very convincing job, especially the first 2 speakers in So overall, when we added up all the logic, the rhetoric, and the humour, we did believe that, and presentation, we did believe that the negative team was slightly ahead. We really liked the way that Libby tied up very succinctly and very calmly, so we'd just like to acknowledge her for that.
Thank you. Also very prepared, so very, very young and educated. And I would also like to acknowledge that though acceptance is nice, there should be a limit to.
That's how your Valentine's Day went, right?
Pretty much. There should be a limit to how much the masses are given power. It might go to their heads. So thank you very much. Well done, there's teams.
Can I just ask that after each debate, can the two teams have a sportsmanship handshake?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, actually that was a good suggestion.
Not GG,